All right. Hey guys, how's it going? It's Joy. I'm back again with another video. I hope that you guys are doing well and I hope that you guys are staying safe. This channel is called Live Narc Free, where it is all about getting free and staying free after dealing with narcissistic abuse. All right. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, hey. So, I just wanted to get into the video topic real quick. And before I do get into it, I just wanted to say thank you to Nikita for your donation. Shout out to you. Thank you so much. It really does help, and I really, truly appreciate it. If anybody else would like to donate to this ministry, sow a seed into this ministry, you're more than welcome to do so. That information is in the description box, and you guys always know whatever you do give definitely does come back to you tenfold. So it is very, very much appreciated, and I'm sending you guys much, much love. Thank you so much in advance. Um, but yeah, you guys, so I wanted to talk a little bit about, if you have been raised by a narcissist, you might just want to be mindful, and there are certain things that you may want to do before, maybe you start, before you start connecting with other people, or maybe even dating others, or maybe even having friendships. And for some of you guys are like, you might be like, well, what makes you qualified to talk about this? You guys may know my story. So I've been dealing with narcissists for quite a while. Since 2006, I lived with my aunt for 5 years who was a narcissist. And while living with my aunt, I started dating a male narcissist and was dealing with him for 4 years. And even after I went no contact with my aunt and the male narc, 2014, 2015, I met a borderline with whom I was dating for about 4 months. So that's the experience that I have dealing with narcissists, just for those that might be newer or whatever. But yeah, and I can honestly say, you guys, I moved to Orange County, California when I was 17. And so, in a sense, I was still kind of being raised, and I was still, growing up essentially. So I could say that I have been raised um, and probably even trained by a narcissist, or maybe even groomed, and for sure love bomb, definitely. But for sure raised by a narcissist. And I wish I would have seen a video like this before I went back out there and was trying to, connect with others and date and do all that stuff. So if you're watching this and you've been raised by a narcissist, you're lucky because you have a video like this. But anyway, yeah, you just, like, if you have been raised by a narc, you definitely just want to make sure that, you can take some time to yourself, be by yourself, get to know yourself. And I probably have mentioned this in the video, but maybe this is just more confirmation, more just validation for you guys that could be dealing with this. But take time for yourself, again, rebuild back your sense of self-worth, your sense of identity, your sense of self-esteem, because a lot of times it has been broken, it has been shattered, and it has been torn apart. You might not even know who you are anymore after being raised by a narcissist, because a lot of times narcissists like to turn their children, they see their children as an extension of themselves, and so they try to make you just like them. They try to make you like a mini narc, and they try to change your personality, which some people, it does happen, they change and they become different. And that's an unfortunate part, and that happens because a lot of them, they don't do the inner healing, they don't do the self-reflection, and they don't get support. And I do feel like, some people could feel, and you guys can let me know, they could feel like, asking for support or guidance is weak. But I'm here to tell you guys that it's not, because I know, like, when I was dealing with this many years ago, back in 2014, 2015, if I didn't, like, reach out for support, I don't know where I would be, you guys. I probably wouldn't be on YouTube. I don't know. I probably would still be, like, in California, or who knows, maybe I would still be, like, around my aunt. Luckily I'm not. But yeah, so you really have to take back your identity, your sense of self, right? And then the other thing is you definitely want to work on the CPTSD that you might be dealing with or experiencing. And for sure, the inner healing, the childhood traumas or the childhood wounds that you might be dealing with during a period of time. So that could mean communicating with your inner child, listening to your inner child, writing your inner child a letter, grieving the inner child, or just building that relationship back up with your inner self, your inner younger self again, or doing activities that remind you of when you were a child, to kind of not to like re-traumatize you, but just to bring it up so that way you can release it and forgive, and not only that, but forgive your narc parent if that's what you want, because that is actually a part of the healing, is forgiveness. Not saying that you forgive the behavior or what happened or that you accept it. It's just, well, like, you accept that you can't change that person, and you accept what happened, and that you have to move forward and you have to distance yourself, or it's like you have to have limited contact, right? And then the other thing is, if you've been raised by a narcissist, one of the things that you want to do is, you have to begin to start trusting not just others, but yourself, and that comes from being by yourself, doing things for yourself. And again, I always say it's nothing wrong with asking for advice, seeking counsel, support, but once you get that information, you take it back and you implement it in your own unique way, your individual way. And then that's how you can rebuild your confidence back up, because you're like, oh, okay, like, I made this decision. Oh, I did that. Or, oh, I completed this. Or, oh, I did this task. Or, oh, I completed this activity, without somebody saying like, oh, like, don't do this or don't do that, or I think you should try this, I think you should try that, stuff like that. And so the other thing is, as I always say, is reading books, reading as many books as you can, especially on narcissism, CPTSD, inner child healing. Also could be codependency. That's the other thing that you have to work through, is the codependency. Because again, when you're dealing with a narcissist, they want to make you codependent on them forever. And I'll link I'm pretty sure you guys may have seen the video, but if you're new, I'll link it below so you can watch it to understand, like, when you're raised by a narcissist, it damages you. It damages your perception on your reality of not just yourself, but of other people, of relationships, friendships, business partnerships, excuse me, all of that. It really just damages your psyche. It damages your identity. Like, you don't even know who you are. Like, you're so wrapped up in the narc parent that you forget about yourself. Like, you're so focused on pleasing your narc parent that you forget about, wait, I have a life too. Like, what's going on? And so you just kind of want to keep that in mind. And but yeah, just beginning to trust yourself. And then also, when it comes to dating others, is just taking it slow, taking it slow and understanding, like, you don't need to be with anybody. You want to be with people, or you want to connect with others, but you don't necessarily need them in order for you to feel happy, whole, and complete. That comes from within, and it comes from God, obviously, right? Or for those of you that do believe, because I know some people are just kind of like, oh, everybody has their own beliefs, but that's just mine. But anyway, but yeah, just take things slow, get to know people, and that's why I said being alone, especially if you're fresh out of the abuse, or even if you're not fresh out of the abuse. You could be 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years out of the abuse. That's still fine too, to take time to yourself, because again, you get to find yourself. You begin to self-improve, and it would be nice to have like self-awareness and self-development during that time, because that's what would be ideal. But I do get that some people, just due to codependency issues, and I'm only saying that because that was me, right? They could feel like they need to get underneath someone. So you just want to make sure, if you've been raised by a narcissist, you can really begin to rebuild your sense of identity and your sense of self, and become firm and confident and strong from within, and independent of what others may think or feel about your decision. Because you guys know, narcissistic parents are not going to like your decision to break contact, or have limited contact, or, to not. They're going to want to know all of your personal information and your personal business, and you're going to have to, just keep it short and sweet, to the point. And they're not going to like that, you guys, because narcissistic parents like drama. They're always in competition with you. They like the drama. They like the havoc, and they don't like you to have peace. They don't want you to have peace of mind. They don't want you to move on and live your life, and they want you to take care of them for the rest of their lives. Excuse me. And I'm not saying, don't help your parents. Like, yeah, like, as they get older, yeah, you take care of them, but it's not like a 24/7 thing where you're underneath them all day and they're controlling your every move and have all of this power over your life. It's just like, no, like, I don't have that power over your life, so I'm not giving you that over me, you know? So you just want to keep that in mind. And then also, too, when it comes to dating others, if you've been raised by a narcissist, you might be likely to attract another narc or attract someone that might be toxic, or because that's all you know. And that was me. And I think that's probably why I did attract the male narc, because I was raised by a female narcissist, you know. And so sometimes you may look for, you know, that sort of environment or that dynamic in others, or it's like it's comfort, it's home, that's all you're used to, that's all you know. So you resonate with that and you don't realize that it's happening because you've been raised by a narcissist. So it's also just, you know, learning about healthy relationships and learning about what are some green flags, also to what are the red flags as well. And to also, and I want to make another video on this, but you know, listening to your intuition and trusting it, and listening to your gut, you know, and that sort of thing. And like I said too, learning about yourself. Like you might not even know that you're an empath. You might not even know that you're like highly sensitive. You might not know that you are introverted, or you may not know the name of it. But it's like when you, again, when you're by yourself, you get to learn these things about you, and you get to learn your personality, your likes, your dislikes, your deal breakers, what you will put up with and what you won't put up with, what you can control, what you can't control, and stuff like that. And kind of just having peace of mind and having comfort in your own space, and like being by yourself, like understanding like you don't need to always have a ton of people around you in order for you to feel happy. So anyway, I hope that this is helpful. Oh, and then the other thing is to, you know, if you've been raised by a narcissist, the other thing I would just recommend is, you know, connecting with God. As I always say, I know some people don't believe in it, but just having daily prayers that you say to God every day, just like how I'm talking to you guys, you can literally talk to God like that. Like you could say, talk to God in the morning, talk to God at night, or just throughout the day. Just ask him for specific signs and experiences to like have him prove to you and show you that, you know, he's with you, that he's gonna have his hand reaching out to you, letting you know, like, you know, he has your back, he's supporting you and stuff like that. You know, or if there's other things that's coming up for you, you're like, hey God, like I really want to heal from narcissistic abuse, or hey God, I really want to forgive myself, I really want to forgive other people, or hey God, I really want to move on from this narcissist because I'm seeing that it's not benefiting me, I'm not happy, and it's just not ideal, you know. And slowly but surely, you have to ask, though. That's the key. You have to ask. And when you do ask, it may happen right away or it may not happen. Like it could be where like like if you say, hey God, I want to move on from the narc, then God will have the narcissist do something like really bad towards you, where you just kind of like, okay, that's the final straw, you know. Or it could take some time, you know. It just really depends. So definitely connect with God, and all that good stuff. I'm trying to see if there's anything else if you've been raised by a narcissist. But yeah, just take your time, get to know people, but just know who you are though first. That's the key, you know. Excuse me, you guys. I don't know, my nose is running. But yeah, know yourself first. And also this could be the same thing with friendships too, you know, like when it comes with having friends, if some of the friends are just negative and toxic and just unhealthy, then you could just be like, okay, well, it's just not serving me anymore, and I want better. I want to be around positivity. I want to be around people that are productive and constructive and stuff like that. And but like I said, because you might have been raised by a narc, you never knew that before, and sometimes we may have the tendencies to push good people away or push good opportunities away because we've been so traumatized, we've been manipulated and taken advantage of, that we have our guard up all the time, you know. And sometimes it is good to have the guard up to a certain degree, but you know, just allow people to show you their true selves in time and with their actions. So anyway, I hope that this was helpful. If you've been raised by a narcissist, I definitely understand your pain, because I have been, and it's definitely not easy. And I just, like I said, I wish I had a video like this that I seen when I was dealing with it, because it probably would have been a lot easier, or, you know, I would have been able to cope well. But it's all good because I still made it either way. So I'm glad about that. But anyway, I would love to know, what was you guys' biggest takeaway? What was your feedback? What you learned? What you plan on implementing? I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day, a great week, and happy early New Year to you guys. And any other topics you guys you want to learn about in regards to dealing with the narcissist, please don't hesitate to leave that below. And like I said, I appreciate all the donations, you guys. It really does help and it means the world. Please continue to keep doing that. Please continue to keep liking the video, subscribing, share this video with someone if you think it can help them and bless them. And I will see you guys in the next video. Take care. Love you so much. Bye.